right, guys, settle in the back. Please take your seats. I have a big lecture for you guys today. This will be on the exam. Make sure that you are taking notes. All right, let's get into this. Welcome back to Not Responsible. Thank you for doing your extra credit if you did it last week. There was a lot of good suggestions in there. I will take those into account, and as you see from the shark video, I do listen and I read those and I take them into account. So if there's something you want to learn about, tell me, please. And thank you. Okay, what are we talking about today? We're talking about the what about me theory. Oh my gosh, I'm going to eat this up. I'm really excited for today. As some of you know, I did my schooling on how media affects your brain. How do people use media to sell things, basically? What stimuli can I put in front of someone to make them give me this reaction? So you want to talk psychology and human behavior and consumer behavior, I'm locked in. One of the craziest things about people ages like 25 to 15, and I'm in this group, is that we were the first, it's not really a generation, we were the first group of people to have access to technology, and we don't know how that's going to affect us later. We don't know because we were the first. We're the guinea pigs of how technology affects our brain and how using technology affects our interactions with other people. So it's so important now that we pick up on patterns. And this is a big pattern in theory that people have been talking about a lot because it becomes so predominant on the internet and then it bleeds into real life. Crazy. And we're going to talk about it today. And you can tell me in the comments if you see people like this. I need this Celsius to kick in 10 minutes ago. What is the what about me theory? The what about me theory is the act of people commenting on content that has absolutely no relation to them and making it about them. And usually it has a negative connotation to it. And it's usually trying to shame the creator into not including every group. What is not the what about me theory? The what about me theory is not creating a positive discourse online. It is not sharing approval on whatever the content's about. It is not sharing a personal testimony relating to the content. It is not commenting. I'm not saying not to comment on stuff. You'll see what I'm talking about. There is such a appropriate way to comment, and I feel like internet etiquette isn't taught anymore. I don't know about you guys, but when I was in elementary school, there was internet etiquette of how to behave online. You also can ask normal questions to creators. A common example of the what about me theory is there was this creator that worked with ADHD and neurodivergent people, and she was hey, here's a hack that I found. If you're having a panic attack or spiraling out of control or whatever, eat an extremely sour piece of candy like a warhead, which I actually used this hack, and I talked about this in one of the extra credits before, if you watched it. But if you're ruminating on something, eat a piece of sour candy. It produces more saliva, so then it shocks your nervous system into calming down. And people will comment and be I'm diabetic. If I took your advice, I would die. You're stupid. What about me? What should I do now? That's kind of what I'm talking about. Or a video of somebody posting a cute hair tutorial and someone being well, I'm bald. What about me? That wasn't very nice to the bald community. You know? Taking something that doesn't apply to you specifically and forcing it to. And making the creator feel bad in the process that it doesn't include you in your very niche situation. So this all became relevant with this bean soup video. In 2023, this girl posted a video that was titled Bean Soup. and it had all these different kinds of beans and kale, and it was super high in protein, iron, fiber, and it was for your period. And she was like, if you eat this during your period, I experience less cramps. Go give it a try. And people freaked out. The bean soup video has like 6 million views just because of the comments are ridiculous. The comments are like, I don't like beans. I'm allergic to kidney beans. What then? What? Beans are gross. What should I do now? Don't eat the soup. It's so simple. And this is kind of what started the conversation, because it like led up, and then it was like just reached this point where it was so ridiculous that people had to accept it. Why does the what about me theory exist? So, like I was saying earlier, we're in a very new, like, our age of technology. This is all so new. So there's not a lot of research that has been done. It's mainly just like in the noticing patterns stage. So people have noticed this pattern. Obviously, the conversation started in 2023. So it's only been around for like a year and a half, 2 years, maybe. People have guesses, and there has been like links to stuff, or this is a sign of whatever, but there's no research on it because it's so new. Some people say it's just pure selfishness. People just want to be included. Others say it could be a sign of narcissism, and if you see someone like this, they may be a narcissist and watch out for them. Others speculate that it is like a deep-rooted insecurity and need to be validated, having your own very unique experience validated, and needing, like, if you have this creator who has all this followers and you're commenting what about me, and they make an exception for you, you feel good. Like, that gives you a dopamine hit. You're like, oh yeah, they have all these followers and accreditation, and they made an exception for me, so my accommodation is validated. A lot of people just chalk it up to a lack of common sense and critical thinking, which it may well be. Others say that it's like a need to be accepted, and just everything that you see, you need to be included. Me, in my expert opinion, I don't think it's that deep. Personally. I feel like, and again, I have no science to back this up. This is just how I think. I think it's a problem of overconsumption of social media. I've studied social media. I know how it works. I know the ins and outs of it. And an overconsumption of it makes people nasty. And I think it's an empathy crisis. There's a creator named Eli Rallo, and I reposted this video on my personal account, and I'll repost it to the Not Responsible account. And she talks about there's an empathy crisis going on. And I believe that's true. I very thoroughly believe that we forget that these are real people behind the screens. And with, like, the rise of AI and all this stuff, it's hard to tell who's a real person and who's not. But I always like to err on the side of, that's a human with feelings and emotions and experiences. And a lot of people forget that. Like, you're not talking to Alexa. You're talking to a human being. It could be a lack of a third place. A third place is a term that was publicized in 1989, I think. Yeah, 1989, by I can never pronounce this word. Other side note. I'm so bad at spelling, and I will own up to that. I am so bad at spelling. I always failed my spelling tests as a kid, and still, like, to this day, I can't spell. I don't know why. So if you're going through the slides and you see a spelling mistake, number one, I'm not surprised. You're more than welcome to bring it up, but I probably either already know and don't care, I couldn't figure out the word, or whatever. So there's probably so many spelling mistakes in these slides right now. However, I had this word when I was practicing. A sociologist, maybe. You know what I mean. You can read the slide. Ray Oldenburg's book The Great Good Place, it talks about human connections and how the environment's needed to provide humans a good social structure. In the book, it is a theory. It states that people need 3 physical places in order to have a good social interaction. Your first place is your house. You need to have a house that you like and that makes you feel safe and comfortable. The second place is your work. This is pretty obvious. You go to your house, you go to your work every day, if not almost every day. A third place is another place that you can go that there's a couple requirements to be a third place. It has to be neutral ground. Third place is, I stole this off of Google AI. Third places are neutral, meaning they are neither associated with home nor work, allowing people to connect with others outside their usual circles. It has to be regular, voluntary, informal, and anticipated gatherings. People should feel welcome and comfortable spending time there, and the gatherings should be regular, voluntary, and informal. Open to all. Third places should be accessible to a wide range of people, regardless of their background or status. Examples would be cafes, bars, parks, libraries, community centers, churches, gyms, hair salons, dog parks, even a fast food restaurant. That's what we're talking about. So another physical place where you can go that involves other people. And it's so important to your social life and your dynamics with other people. There's way more research on this than there is on the what about me theory. So the University of Chicago actually did a study on the third place. One quote from their article that I really liked, I'll link the whole article below, but one thing that specifically stood out to me was, for Americans, third places are where both... I'm dyslexic. For Americans, third places are where we can both affirm our own identities and build empathy for identities different from our own. I think that's so important because going back to the empathy crisis, us in this time, yes, economically, it is hard for everyone. All of those places that I listed, or at least most, require you to spend money. And in this time, not a lot of people have the disposable income to go do stuff. A gym requires a membership. Cafes require you to buy something if you want to sit there and socialize. Dog parks require dogs. Like, not really, but you know what I mean? Like, it's weird to be there without a dog. Dogs are expensive. So it's really easy for us to use technology as our third place. As someone that studies social media, I will be the first proponent of the overconsumption of social media is bad for you. Social media is not a bad thing. However, the overconsumption of it is. The way that social media works, and everybody knows this. I'm not breaking any revelations here. Social media, what it does, very basically, is whatever you engage with, that tells your specific algorithm what you like to see because they want to keep you on the platforms for longer. The business of social media is they are liquidating attention for money, for advertising money. So it would be dumb of them to show you stuff that you don't like because then you are going to log off. When you are in a physical third place, like a park, you cannot control the stimuli around you. So if you are challenged, you can't do anything about that. When you are on social media, you can either scroll or you can argue, which we will get into later. But it's like social media is completely, and your phone is completely tailored to you. So it obscures your view on reality, and it has this effect to make you feel like the whole world agrees with you. And I'm guilty of it. I'm so guilty of seeing something online and immediately thinking that is how everyone thinks, which is not good. We forget that we're not talking to robots that are here just to answer our questions and serve us. These are actual human beings with life. Disclaimer, again, I don't think social media is a bad thing. I create social media. I run businesses' social medias. Social media is a great place to build connections with other people. You can advertise your business, whether it's through paid ads or not. There's really creative people on social media. It's how we connect and communicate with each other. However, if that is your only means of social interaction, your worldview gets solidified in how you think, and no one challenges you. And that's not good. In your brain, it takes down your critical thinking skills. It takes down your empathy, which is so important. We need empathy with each other. Too much of anything is a bad thing. If you eat too much spinach, what's spinach? Spinach is high in iron, high in calcium. It'll help your muscles. It will high in potassium. But if you eat too much of it, you get a kidney stone. Carrots are really great for you. They help your eyes. They are also high in calcium. But what happens when you eat too much of them? Your skin turns orange. Exercise. Everyone's telling you to exercise. That's wonderful. What happens when you exercise twice a day, every day of the week? You get burnout and exhaustion. And then you can tear muscles. That's pretty counterproductive, if you ask me. Too much of anything is a bad thing. Too much social media should not be your only hobby and your only means of social interaction. It should not. The term like touch grass is the only thing that I can think of. And I'm not here lecturing you because I do the same things. I'm just as guilty. Like I said, I am a member of this group of people that this is the problem of. So trust. I have to put restrictions on myself. You need to see other people. And the fact that technology can replace so much in our life is a little alarming because people can work virtually. So you wake up, if you live alone or with a roommate or whatever, you wake up, you get on your computer, you're looking at someone through a screen 8 hours a day. You go home, you get in your bed, you lay on TikTok and scroll until it's time to go to bed. You have not seen another person. People need other people. We need to match energies. So that's the what about me theory. It's basically having accommodations for someone. And if you think that this is just a internet thing, it's not. It leads into our everyday lives. My father advertises real estate. And he'll advertise like a house that has very like specific criteria. Like it has 2 bedrooms, 3 bath, whatever. People will like DM him or like Facebook Messenger him and be like, I have another kid. How dare you forget about them? I don't know you. And they're like, what am I supposed to do with my other kid? Look, this isn't the house for you. I'm currently job searching. I would never like see a job that was like, we offer health insurance, dental insurance, but not vision. I would never reach out to the hiring manager and be like, you're a bad person for not offering, vision insurance? Like, I would just go to the next job. Like, if it didn't fit my criteria, I would just, whoop. What about me theory? Obviously, as always, I just briefed that. If you want to learn more, I will put, there's not many links of stuff to read up on. I will put what I can find in the comments or description. All right. Same tone, different feel. Hate comments. Just know, if you have ever left a hate comment on anything of mine, you are my foe. You have an enemy. Oh my gosh. hate comments don't even hurt my feelings anymore. They just frustrate me beyond belief. Because I'm like, hang on, let me do another disclaimer. I know that you guys watching these are not leaving hate comments on my videos. People, and especially if you've gotten this far into the episode, you're not leaving a hate comment. However, and you're especially not leaving a hate comment on my content. You may be leaving hate comments on other people's content. I don't know what your deal is, but I'm telling you guys this because it's more me personally venting, but also it's more like, here's how to cope with it and like rationalize it, because I know you guys aren't leaving hate comments. At least I hope not. A hate comment is not feedback. If you've watched the whole episode and you're like, girl, you say so a lot, which I know I do. Or like, why are you always looking one way or another? Or whatever. That's not a hate comment. That is constructive criticism, which I will take. A hate comment is like, you're ugly and fat. And, okay. If you've watched my whole episode and you have something to say, that's kind of what the extra credit gives you an opportunity to do. In the extra credit, there's like, is there anything, questions, comments, concerns, that you would like to tell me? And if you're doing that extra credit, I take that so seriously. And if there's something negative in there, I'm not going to be like, I can't say what I was going to say. This person's a nasty person. I'm going to be like, hey, maybe they really mean this. You know, like if you take the time to like leave something, this is like an open discussion. You're graded based on participation. This is a Celsius. Fun fact about me, I put all my Celsius in cups with ice because drinks in cups of ice are always better. Yeah. I'm very open to negative feedback, and I will listen. Like, if you have a genuine concern that's not just you're ugly, I'm going to listen. And if it's like, hey, the audio wasn't great, it was a little distracting, I'm going to take that, and the next episode, I'm going to work on the audio, you know? Because you guys are my viewers, I want to make this the best for you. But like, if you see like a 20-second reel on TikTok and decide to comment that I am the most horrendous creature on the planet, there's nothing I can do about that. You know? And also, you're not helping me. So, I don't care if you think I'm ugly. Like, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I don't have to care about it. A hate comment in my description is a negative comment with no intention of being feedback. It's just I envision people, like, yelling nastiness into a open alley. Being like, well, she's ugly. I want to be like, and it's always 50-year-old men. This is kind of how I cope with the hate comments. If you have ever left a hate comment on one of my videos, I hope the next time you go into a crowded restaurant, you're walking to the bathroom and you're feeling yourself and you've had a couple drinks and you miss the wet floor sign and you slip. I hope your feet go right over your head and you land square on your ass on the floor. And I hope you fall in the puddle. And I hope your pants are all wet. And I hope everybody in the restaurant turns around and looks at you. And they give a little snicker. And I don't hope you get hurt, because I don't wish hurt on anyone. But I do wish humiliation on some people. And I hope everybody turns around and I hope everyone gives a little snicker. And everyone's kind of laughing at you. And some people out of kindness are like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I hope a little kid comes up to you and tries to help you. And I hope that you pull the little kid down while you're trying to stand up. And I don't hope this little kid gets hurt. I hope the little kid is fine. However, I hope the parents get mad at you. And I hope the security camera looks like you pulled that little kid over. And I hope that the parents sue you for $100 million and you're in debt for the rest of your life and you're miserable. I do hope that on you. I don't bother the big guy on it with praying, but I will bother the universe, and I hope karma gets you. Because I hope you get that attention that you so damn need so bad. Anyway, that's my wish for you. I hope every time you go to turn on the TV, I hope the batteries are dead. I hope every time you go to plug in your toaster because you're really hungry and you want a bagel, I hope the outlets need to be reset. I hope the shower takes an incredibly long time to get hot. I hope every time that you want to go for a walk, it starts raining. I hope all the misfortune, I can't say misfortune. I hate all the minor I hope all the minor inconveniences on you. Anyway, I've gotten a lot of nasty messages in my life. If you want to see some of the funniest ones come from like dating apps. Because I have a saying. 1, no one is more creative than a man who thinks he's about to get lucky. 2, no one is more vile and vicious than a man who just learned he's not gonna get lucky. And it's quite entertaining either way. They come up with the craziest stuff to say, and I screenshot it and put it on TikTok. So if you want to see some of the really good ones, go on my TikTok, on my personal TikTok. Everything I'm about to say to you is warranted because you left a mean comment and you started this. I'm not a hateful person and I'm not a mean person. However, if you poke the bear, it's going to eat you. Here's how I kind of rationalize the people that leave mean comments. I would never in my life leave a mean comment on somebody else's video. Never, ever in my life. I am a very busy, ambitious, hardworking person that has goals and aspirations, and I'm very blessed to have friends who love me and family who loves me and hobbies and passions. And I know I'm very blessed to have all those, but because of that, which I have worked for, I have gotten lucky on the friends and family department, but I do a lot to like make sure I'm busy and I have things to do. I don't have unlimited screen time by myself. And also, having unlimited screen time makes you mean. Checkmate. Point taken. I allow myself like maybe 30 minutes of TikTok, recreational TikTok time. Like I say, like obviously I do this, so I have to be on TikTok and socials and do market research and blah, 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 blah. I'm also a consumer of social media. So I try to give myself maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes in the morning of social media time. And then I give myself like an hour a night. That's it. If I see something on my page, that doesn't apply to me, going back to the what about me theory, I'm allergic to kiwis. I only have 2 hours of time a day that I put on myself, but I only have 2 hours a day on social media. I'm not going to waste it. I'm allergic to kiwis. If I see a recipe on my feed that's like a kiwi salad, what am I going to do? Whoop. Because that will be a giant waste of my time. And I value my consuming time. So I'm not going to waste it on stuff that doesn't apply to me, you know? Also, one of the saddest statistics ever is that people are more likely to engage with content that they disagree with rather than they agree with. And it makes me so sad. That's why rage bait works. If there's something that I disagree with, my peace and my frame of mind is more important to me than commenting on that. Also, I'm a happy person. I am at peace with myself. I'm content with myself. I am a very secure person. I could never in my rational human brain wake up and go, I'm going to be mean on the internet today. No, especially someone just like living their life. No, I would never do that to another person. However, I'm secure. I'm not insecure. These people that leave hate comments, A, have way too much internet time. Internet is their only hobby. And 2, they are deeply insecure and they need their opinions validated. That's it. That's the only reason someone leaves a hate comment. Truly. If I was truly heinous looking and I saw myself on the For You page, I would never bring it up. You know? Like, that's just a horrible thing to do to someone. What's the point? They can't do anything about it. So what's the difference? My favorite videos that are circulating are the ones that of Taylor Swift or Tate McRae or Sabrina Carpenter, like some of the most beautiful women. And the comments are mid, I'd hate to hit that. I would never in a million years go out with her. And then the creator of the video will go to their page and it's always 50-year-old men. It's always 50-year-old men who are divorced. Without fail. Sometimes it's 50-year-old women. But it's why are you commenting on 20-year-old or the weirdest ones are the ones that are she was better at 19? Are you kidding? Gross, number 1. Number 2, shut up. Nobody needs your opinion. When I see a hate comment on one of my videos. Okay, empathy exercise. Imagine there is a raccoon with early stage rabies. And they think they see, or they do see, somebody threw half of a McDonald's cheeseburger out of their car on the road. And the raccoon with early set rabies wants that cheeseburger. So they're going to crawl their way out in the road, get the cheeseburger. They got hit. Unfortunately. But they're not dead. So you're driving along in your little car, happy-go-lucky, singing your favorite song, and you think there's a puppy on the side of the road that needs help. And so you, out of the kindness of your heart, pull over to the side of the road and go, oh no, this poor puppy. And then you get out and you see this raccoon with half a McDonald's cheeseburger foaming at the mouth, and all it can do is... My first thought is, what a disgusting, pathetic little creature. Oh well. Because there's nothing you can do about this raccoon that's going to die. And if you touch it, you're going to get rabies. And it's going to make you just as miserable. That's how I feel when I get a hate comment. Because I know that that person is deeply damaged and hurt and got hit by a car in the metaphorical raccoon situation. And all they can do is hiss at me and try to intimidate me because they are so deeply damaged that they can't do anything else. And I'm standing on my own 2 legs, not hit by a car. And I'm like, there's literally nothing I can do because you're so miserable that if I try to help you, you're going to bring me down with you. And I don't want to do that. And they're just clenching on to this half a McDonald's cheeseburger. Immediately when I see a hate comment, my feelings do not get hurt. My first thought is, what a sad little life that you have to live in order to leave a nasty comment on a video that A, doesn't concern you, B, isn't for you, C, no one wants to hear your opinions. Genuinely. And I'm like, wow, how pathetic that you need to insert yourself in that in a hateful way. How sad that you don't have people in your life that can fulfill that for you. And I am truly sorry for those people, and I feel bad that they are so miserable. However, you called me ugly, so it's game on. I will, however, always engage. If there's a hate comment, I'm going to leave a nastier comment. For 2 reasons. A, I'm petty, and it makes me feel good. And when I mean, like, hate, like, a nasty comment, I'm going to be like, oh, I hope God blesses you. Or, would Jesus say that? Or I would say, like, do you feel better now? Or, you want to say that to my face? Or I'll say, my favorite is, I would like to hire you. Please give me the name of your current employer and phone number so I can contact them. And I will. If they give me their employer, I will contact them and be like, I don't know how you feel about this, but your employee is acting this way on the internet. Did you guys hear about that woman that she like left some nasty comment on, or like she didn't tip someone at like a Mexican restaurant who was Mexican, and they were like, she put like go back to Mexico, and they ended up like contacting her boss and she got fired. What was I talking about? Oh, B, I will always engage because 2 comments are better than 1. Pay my bills. Picking your battles. If you're a 50-year-old man in my comments telling me I'm ugly, I don't care. I don't care. You are not my target audience. I'm so sorry. I keep burping. You're not my target audience. You're not someone I'm trying to impress, and my product's not for you. If you have a tampon company and all these women are like, this is so great, I love it so much, and these men are like leaving negative reviews, you're not gonna listen to the men, right? However, that's not to say that my content's not for men. And I want to be very clear, I don't resent men at all. This is not like a hate all men kind of thing. I'm talking about the nasty men that leave nasty comments. If you are a 50-year-old man and you really like my comments, I love you. Like, I'll listen to you, like I said. But if you're leaving hate comments on like a TikTok and you're not watching my episodes or like all that kind of stuff, I don't care. And your like feedback is like fat and ugly. Okay. Go pay alimony. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm never gonna ostracize a demographic. So what I mean is like, and every company has this. You have your target audience. These are the people that you think will enjoy your product. However, sometimes people outside of your demographic also enjoy your content, and that's okay. Never be like, these people can't have it, because you don't know who's gonna like it. That's what I'm meaning. Like, I'm never gonna be like, no boys allowed. If you are out of my target demographic leaving negative comments, and you're not a regular consumer, leaving hate comments. If you're out of my demographic, leaving negative feedback, I will listen. If you are out of my demographic, leaving hate comments, that is the least of my concerns. They might make me giggle. I will say that. But I feel like people as a whole, I'll wrap this up because this is a really long one. I'm so sorry. I feel like people as a whole need to touch some grass. Get off the internet. Nobody wants to hear your hate comment. No one wants to spread hate. There's so much going on. Nobody wants to hear it. Knock it off. If you are leaving hate comments, you're the worst. And that's all I got. Do your extra credit, please. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Remember to like and subscribe. This is a YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, please. Yeah, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for listening. I love you so much. Mwah.